You're listening to the B2B Growth Think Tank, the show that brings you the virtual hot seat where each week my expert guests and I help another business leader by masterminding actionable solutions to a specific challenge they're currently trying to solve in their business. So if you're looking for answers to a specific challenge that you're facing, that if you could solve in the next 90 days would have a huge impact on your growth, send it in to thinkttank@thinklikeafish.co.uk and we'll see if we can feature you on the show. My name is Adam King, your host and the captain of the ship at growth consultancy Think Like a Fish. And if you're ready to rethink what's possible for your business and discover the growth strategies, advice and insight to turn this new vision into a reality, let's get started. Hello, welcome to this episode. I'm going to cover some of the major benefits of strategic alliances so that by the end you'll know 14 reasons why you should use strategic alliances to grow your business so you can start to develop your own ideas on how to use them for yourself. The first reason you should be using strategic alliance for B2B business growth is to achieve advantages of scale, scope or speed. Now, with partnerships and strategic alliances, you can go bigger than you can alone. It's two heads are better than one, but also 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. You get the picture, right? So you can do so much more with strategic alliances than you could do on your own. And you can achieve scale, larger scope and faster speed of penetration, implementation, all that kind of thing. So the second is increase market penetration. I alluded to that just now. You can increase your market penetration with strategic alliances because you can go to a partner that already has the market that you want to go into and do a deal with them. And you can instantly get in front of hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of potential clients in a market that you want to get into. Third is enhance competitiveness in local, national or global markets. So you, if you are at the moment more of a local business, then you could go and partner someone that has a national distribution. You could even go bigger than that and go global. You can do that when you find the right strategic alliance partner. Now, the fourth is enhance product and service development. So what this means is essentially that you can go and find someone that can help you develop your existing services and add more value to it. Or you can do it vice versa and partner that way. So that you can essentially get a better service or product to market, provide more value for your clients, and therefore that will help you obviously increase your client base and your revenue and all that kind of thing. So the fifth is develop new business opportunities through new products and services. So let's say, for example, you have a single service at the moment and you bring in clients on a regular basis, but you have nothing else to sell them. Well, you can go and set up strategic alliances with other businesses that sell things that your clients are going to need after they have actually used your service. And that means that you can potentially take a percentage of the revenue generated from those other services, and that means that you are monetizing your client base in a completely new way and you've not had to do anything else for it apart from make the introductions. So the sixth is that you can diversify your product and service offerings to your current client base, and this is similar to the one above, but the difference with this is that you can merge your services with somebody else's. So you could do something like white labeling, whereby you offer the service, but you don't do the fulfillment. You have another company doing that, but it's under your brand, under your business name. So that's another way that you can use it. Seventh, quite simply, you can create brand new businesses. You can form an alliance with someone where you create something completely brand new and you can spin it off and you can have it as a completely new business. And it could be in the same area that you're already operating in. It could be something sort of fairly different or just something slightly different on the side of it. So again, you can just use your imagination to think what that could be. So the eighth is it can reduce costs. Now, it can reduce costs in so many different ways. Obviously, the economy of scale factor when you partner with someone else that has other distribution, other sales forces, machinery, resources, all that kind of thing. One of the key ways that it can reduce your costs is, let's say at the moment you are spending £5,000 to £10,000 a month on advertising. Now you could reduce all of those costs down by forming strategic alliances, whereby you can essentially get in front of a far more targeted group of potential clients via your strategic alliances, and you're not having to pay the cost of the advertising that you have been. So it basically means that you are pulling in that 10,000 or 5,000 a month, and you can use it for other parts in your business. It can go onto your profit line, but also you're going to get in front of a group of people that are going to be more likely more responsive, because you'll have been introduced via a third party, and there's the trust factor and all the rest that comes with an actual endorsement. So it's very powerful. The ninth is you can expand markets, products, services, distribution, sales representation, all that kind of thing. And what this means is you can go into effectively different markets, you can offer different product services, you can find different distribution channels that you haven't had before. You can do deals and strategic alliances whereby you can tap into other people's sales forces, and you can have their salespeople essentially selling your services with theirs, sort of a bundling and a packaging piece that can that can work very effectively. The 10th is you'll be able to leverage things that others have invested in. Now, think of it this way. You could be a relatively young company. You could be sort of 3, 4, 5 years old, and you've done pretty well up until now. You can go and partner with someone that has been in business for 30 years. Now, just think how much they've invested over those 30 years in terms of knowledge, skills, marketing, gathering clients, all the assets they'll have invested in, all those sorts of things. It has taken 30 years and thousands, if not potentially millions, in actually sort of building those things up. And you can come along and you can put in a proposal as a strategic alliance, and you can get access to that almost instantly when you do that deal. That's powerful. Like, that is one of the most powerful things about strategic alliances, I think. Now, the 11th is that you can gain valuable or strategic assets, resources, or talent, right? So you can do partnerships with people where, you know, you can get access to lots of different assets, whether it's, a client list, a prospect list, a distribution network. You can get resources, you can get talent, so you can get skills, you can get people, you can get salespeople, marketing expertise, all that kind of thing that you can barter or do a deal with other companies that will allow you to take advantage of those things that you may well be lacking in your business. So a lot of people think, well, I've just got to go out and either learn it, or I've got to go and find someone to do it, and I've got to pay them to do it, and all the rest of it. One of the ways you can use strategic alliances is actually then going and finding people with these kind of things that you need in your business right now, and doing some kind of strategic alliance with them in order to get that access. So it's another thing to think about. Now, the 12th is you can acquire or otherwise benefit from the goodwill and trust of older, larger, more respected organizations. So what I was referring to earlier about you can go and get access to the things that others have leveraged in, say that company that's been in business for 30 years. Well, you can also leverage their credibility, their goodwill in the marketplace. And by aligning yourself with a company of this sort of stature, you can take your relatively young business and propel it into a different, basically a very different positioning that will bring in all the benefits of being sort of aligned with somebody, much larger. I mean, think about it. If you were able to partner with someone like Apple, for example, and what that would bring to you, and in terms of a positioning piece, I mean, that would be huge. I mean, just think of, it's a very extreme example. Most of us aren't going to partner with Apple, but it gives you an example of some of the stuff that you can do. Now, the 13th is that you can acquire or access the technological marketing savvy of more nimble, creative, or aggressive businesses. So it can work the other way around. If you're a large business, sometimes you can get a little bit stuck in your ways in a way, or things can be slow moving, and it's kind of like, well, we don't do that around here, and all the politics that go internally and all that kind of thing. So what you'd be able to do is tap into the things that younger, more nimble companies are able to do, the knowledge, the speed of implementation, all of that kind of stuff that might well be lacking in a larger business, you can tap into it. And it can be very, very powerful as well, because you can get access to all sorts of different ideas, channels that you wouldn't necessarily be able to get into when you're large, right? So the 14th and the final is unlimited opportunity. And that's what I really want to get across with strategic alliances, because there is unlimited opportunity. These are 14 reasons. There's probably 100 or so, maybe even more, that you can, reasons why they will lead to growth. And really, you're only limited by your imagination, essentially. Your creativity of finding or thinking of ideas that essentially you get to add value to a partner, and the partner can add value to you, but ultimately you can add value to your clients and their clients, because it's the client that has to be at the center of any sort of strategic alliance relationship, right? So I hope that has been helpful. I hope that's kind of opened your mind into some of the reasons why you might want to think about strategic alliances for growing a B2B business. So that's it for this episode. I hope you found it valuable. I hope you got some great ideas that you can take away and apply to your business to help you grow. If you did, please share it with somebody else that might also find this valuable, because they will thank you for it. Also, to let you know that I have a podcast gift page where I put a lot of resources that I love to share with my listeners. You can find the links to join the Facebook community there, and you can get my book, The Conversational Relationship Marketing, and the audiobook version, all for free, plus a number of other resources I'll be adding over time on that page. So make sure you head there to thinklikeafish.co.uk/podcast gift, and you can help yourself to the things that make most sense to you. And if you have enjoyed the show, please make sure you're subscribed. You'll get updated as the new episodes come out. And finally, last favor, please consider giving the show your honest rating and review on Apple Podcasts. I read every single one. They mean the world from me. I love hearing from my listeners, and it does help others find the show as well. So if you want to go and do that, I'd really appreciate it. But until next time, have an awesome day, and we'll speak soon.